Hi, my name is Adam Patterson. I'm a screenwriter and director for film and television. That sometimes involves sitting at home and sometimes involves being out in the real world in production. The world I work in is, in kind of drama and TV drama. Everyone's always trying to anticipate, what the world wants to kind of watch, like how people want to comment on the world. I've heard from one commissioner, not directly, but I've heard indirectly that they're not interested in isolation stories. And then you read in that ITV's just commissioned a whole spread of isolation stories, that are going to be kind of made during this lockdown period with all the kind of, restraints, that are in place. I guess for myself, I think like the sort of work that I do, I'm from world journalism originally, so we tend to write about the real world. But I don't think I'm just going to start to change the story, change the way I write about the world or try to represent the world because of COVID. It is difficult though, when we don't know how long lockdown is going to go on, to anticipate, if I am writing a project now and I want to pitch it to get it commissioned someday, if this is going to go on for another 6 months, 12 months, financially, how am I going to support myself if that kind of time frame keeps expanding, to which I would usually get a commission or hopefully go into production where, it actually gets made. So yeah, at the minute it's fine because development takes a long time in the film and TV world, but there will be a point in the not too distant future where it'll become more difficult to accept that because, you need to get paid. And even though there are grants coming out, I think personally I do qualify for the grant that comes out for the self-employed. It will go some way to helping a little bit, but there's a lot of people for one variable or another that I know that don't, that they're maybe directors or that are in production and the production's been completely cut off, or commercial photographers who suddenly have no clients and nobody wants to commission advertisements right now for production. And they are literally like their work well is just completely dried up. And obviously that creates a lot of stress within their, not only their financial life, but also that dissects right across their marriage and their whole household. I think from the outside looking in, my world of work would be quite similar because I work as a screenwriter. I also work as a director. Right now, the projects we have are in development. So that would be predominantly working from home anyway. But I mean, of course, like COVID changes everything because even though I'm physically still in the same space, psychologically, it's changed, my mind and the minds of people around me. There's a lot of pressure. The moments that you would normally have to relax and can integrate with the outer world have been massively reduced. Those are moments that, if you do work at home, you really look forward to, like just simple things like interacting with friends in the social space, or, doing sport, things like that to kind of, burn away, anxieties or whatever else. They're all gone. I live in a very nice, but very small 1-bedroom flat in London with my wife and an 11-month-old baby girl. That's pretty intense. My wife has been off work from maternity anyway, but it's a very small space to be living and working in. Time I have to be more pragmatic and like more productive with my workflow. But I've had to. And that's kind of stretched from just getting up even earlier in the morning to try and get some work done before everyone else's day begins, to, using moments where I would usually facilitate procrastination more effectively.